Alright, I'll start by saying hello. But the camera is like dying or something. I don't know. It's been shutting off all first and third period and last period. It shut off. It shut off again. So if it does shut off, just know we're just gonna try to continue as best as we can. Okay. All right. So when you came in, you sanitized your table. You washed your hands. You grabbed your kit. Once you grabbed your kit, you took your things out. Let's confirm that you have everything you need on your tabletop. You have your mannequin. I just put a lash on the forehead. I gave you your plastic for a little wrap. You have a purple tabletop color. You have gloves. You have gloves. Go ahead and put the gloves on. You have a bowl lined with water. Does not matter the temperature. You have a spatula. On one side of the spatula, I gave you cholesterol. I put mine out last class period, so it's already getting a little bit yucky. But then you have Vaseline on the other end, just to get two kinds of consistencies of products. You have a spoolie and a lip brush that you pulled out from your kit. You have three tools: the Y tool, the pick, and a spoolie with a lid. These are yours to keep. You're welcome. Don't say I don't give anything. Okay? And then you have a brush. You're going to return the brush. Okay? I need that back. I don't have enough to give all 42 whatever students want. I apologize. All right. After you set up your station, then you sanitize your hands and we're ready to rock and roll. Okay. Today, what we're going to do is brow lamination. Do you remember how we did soap brows? And we took your regular natural brow and we stuck it on the forehead and then we slicked it and combed it and it was nice, full, and maybe some of you were a little bit unruly because you haven't trimmed them yet. This is that in a more permanent way. It's not permanent like it will forever be there. It just will be that way until the hair falls out. So kind of temporary as long as the hair is on your body, right? So it's like a perm. Essentially, it's what it is. You know how you have curly hair and you want to make it straight, you get a smoother straightener. If you have curly hair, did I say that right? If you have curly hair, you want to make it straight. If you have straight hair, you want to make it curly, get a perm. It's the same concept, okay? I don't go into the polypeptide chains and the ammonia, all the things. Theory-wise, we don't go into it this grade level. You go into it your junior year, okay? So, but we just do the service. So, what we're going to do is we're going to first take our lash. These are really long lashes, and I know they've got a little bit of a curve to them. On the back end of the lash, there is the band. We're going to stretch out the band, and we're going to place it on our client. Sorry. She's upside down. We're going to place her from A, straighten it out to B. From A to B. And you really need to push it down very good so that it sticks because you're about to add moisture and it's really going to challenge it. Okay? So from A to B, she's got some lashes that are now brows. I'll say both brows and lash hairs, but I'll try to eventually stick to just saying brows. We're going to pretend it's a brow. Now, Mr. Mares, why don't you buy brow palettes? Well, because they're a little bit more expensive. It's the mannequin, strip of mannequin piece skin, and it has brow hairs, and to buy 42 is, a little expensive. So, we're going to pretend with the strip lash today, okay? Tomorrow, you're going to do this to yourself. So, I passed out all the things today. You know what you need. You've taken your picture. As soon as you come in tomorrow, you're going to set up. We're going to start. Let's get going, move through it, and then be done. Anywhere from $35 to $65 is what you would pay for this service in a salon. Tomorrow it's free for you. I would take advantage of it if I were you. It doesn't hurt anything. Okay? So we're going to show you the how to do it today. We're going to do this, but on yourself. Yeah, so be ready to take your makeup off and all that good jazz. All right. Always, number one rule, always read manufacturer's directions. So if the manufacturer is going to tell you put, step 1 and process for 10 minutes, then put step 2, then wash it out, then you do that. If it says process for 5 minutes, process for 10 minutes, process for 1 minute, rinse it out, wash it out, use soap and water, don't wash it out, just wet. There's so many products out there. I can't teach you one way because there's so many ways. I'm just going to teach you kind of the gist of things. Tomorrow we'll follow that manufacturer's directions and everybody will be using the same stuff. Okay? Okay. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to come around and I'm going to pass out this Lash shampoo. I'm going to take it. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do first, what you're going to do. You're going to hold your spoolie as I come around and I'm going to squeeze this foam on your spoolie. And what you're going to do is with your little towelette, your little napkin that I gave you, it's like a wipe, like a baby wipe, but it's just dry. You're going to hold it off to the side here in case you drip, but you're going to apply the soap, the foam wash, the cleanser, people call it different things, and you're going to run it through the lashes. You're going to roll your spoolie to really make sure you wash those lashes well. You're going to do this. Now some people will do this until the bubbles go away and they pop and go away. Or you will do this until you get a nice cleanse on the lash. You then are going to dip your spoolie into your water, making sure you have your towelette here to catch any drips. You are going to rinse. Now there are different ways of cleansing. I understand that. This is just a way. Because you are bringing over the liquid, it's rinsing the bubbles, it's rinsing away. There's other ways where you actually pour water. You're going to learn that way when you do learn how to wash lashes. Okay, so you're going to continue to do this until you see no more bubbles, and then you're going to gently press and pat. Make sure pat and press only, don't wipe, so you don't pull the lash out of the spot where you taped it down, glued it down. It's got the sticky on it. Okay? So get your spoolie, hold your spoolie for me. As soon as I give you the size, you can go ahead. As soon as you find or grab your spoolie, then I can put it on there. You can go and get started. They do not dry anything. Now, if it's a cleanser that does it, and it says it does that dry on its own, then yes. This one doesn't water. Rebecca, you can use the baby. Okay. So you're gonna apply that cleanser. You're going to apply the cleanser. After applying the cleanser, you're going to roll, apply that cleanser to the lash. Then you're going to dip your spoolie in the water. It's okay, just hold it down. That's fine. Jessica, use this pick to hold it down like this, so the lash doesn't move while it's probably had oil on the skin before you put it down, and that's probably why. The last person didn't probably clean it right. Okay, so you're taking your spoolie and you're rinsing. You're dipping the spoolie into the liquid in the water, and then you're rinsing the lashes, the brows. Okay, you're gonna tap, tap, tap. Once it's nice and dry, you can move on. Now, the lash hair or the brow hair has to be fully dry. If it is not fully dry, it will not work. It has to be fully dry. So you'll have a little fan. Zzz, you turn the fan on, it's gonna dry the hair. Okay? On you, you'll feel it with your skin, your hand. You'll feel it when you touch your brow if it's good or not. Okay? All right. So we have our lash, which is now our brow. And we have cleansed or washed or prepped our brow. All right, we are now going to apply step number 1. So, depending on the manufacturer's directions, obviously, depending on the brand. So this particular brand, this is called Lash Stuff, and this is L.I. Beauty. Okay, So it depends on what it's asking for, what it's telling you to do. Where's my little container? Some come in little satchels, so little pockets, if you will, like this one. This is step number 1, and then you got step number 2, right? Or it comes in a little container and you pour it out, and I don't know, oh, this one. This one is number 1, you squeeze it out, and then you squeeze it out for number 2. Depends on what brand you use. We're going to pretend like our cholesterol is step number 1. Now, I put a whole lot of cholesterol on your spatula. Take a look at it. That's a lot. That is way too much. So, a lot of times students, when you're new and you don't know, you just scoop up a bunch of product because you think you're doing the entire body. I don't know. Y'all do it all the time. Not y'all, just in general. Is this a lot of product to put on the lash? Yeah, that's too much. Okay? So I pour out this much. It's cholesterol. I can waste it. It's okay. But this much product will fit in this container. And if this container costs $50 and you're going to pour out $50 worth and you're only charging $35, you just lost money, right? Because you just wasted you didn't make enough money to cover your expenses, much less have any profit. So always be aware of how much product you're using. Go ahead and take your pick. Okay, so on one side of the pick, you're going to have a curved surface and the other side is a flat surface, and then you have a pick on the opposite side. We're going to use the flat side. We're going to pick up a little bit of product. Usually, rule of thumb is you only need as much product as it will fit on the pick. So about that much product is about all you need. And look how much product I have left over. That is just going to go to the trash because I wasted it, right? That's money you're throwing away. Should this be the real product, right? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to coat. Now, you see how there's a bone, the backbone, the strip, the spine, the glue strip of the lash? Don't put any product on that. That represents like the base of the hair. You want to go above that. So what you're going to do is you're going to apply the product to coat the lashes from that line up. And the angle that I am, the lashes with them being curved, I can't see. So you want to go right to that line and you want to apply and you want to make sure to coat the entire hair. Now, this is a fake lash and it's only going to do what it wants to do. It's plastic and it's already pre-molded and a curve and it's not going to lay flat. But on your hair or the client's hair, it will. It will lay down flat, just like soap brows. Okay? So once you fully coat the hair, for the actual natural hair, when you push it down like so with the flat part, it'll stay down. Right now, it's not going to happen. Okay? What we're going to do after you put step number 1 down, you're going to allow it to process, but you're going to take this strip of plastic. Usually, you want 2 strips. One for the right, one for the left. So take the strip of plastic. You're going to start from the bottom. You're going to come upwards to lay the hair down. And you're going to place the plastic over the hair like this. Make sure the hair is upwards. You're going to put your fingers like so. You're going to use the back pick. And you're going to insert from A to B. And you're going to comb the brow. And you're going to insert your little spatula to shape the lashes into a brow. You got to really hold that plastic down so it'll hold the hairs down. When you kind of maneuver and comb the lashes down from A to B, you're going to come over the top and gently pat it down. Now, on a real application, you do not do this step. You don't. You don't have to. Because when you're using the product, the brow hairs will stick to the forehead. The brow hairs will lay down. They will not curl up like this lash. So please understand that we're just practicing. We just want to comb it and shape it underneath the plastic so it looks decent for your picture. Okay? So you're going to take the pick, you're going to push in, holding the plastic down, and you're going to just shape the lash into a brow design from A to B. Understand that we don't have B to C, and that's okay. And just so that it sticks down good enough, you're just going to pat it down slightly. Again, you do not do this with real lamination. Once you put the plastic on, you do not touch it. The hair is at a sensitive state. You could break it, you could damage it. If the hair, here's another thing. If you know the brow sometimes at the in the middle, the bridge of the nose, sometimes people have unibrows and the hair grows towards the middle of the forehead. You can't redirect the hair too much because then it'll break. It'll make a crease and the hair can break. You can bend it slightly to go to the opposite direction, to comb it, to give the brow a good design, but you cannot force it in the opposite direction. It will cause a crease, it will break the hair. Okay? So once you apply that, what you're going to do is take your phone, take your pictures. Once you take your pictures, it should look like a part of a brow that is laminated. Okay? So, when you're marketing yourself and whenever you are offering the service to clients, you can say, hey, look what I can do. I'm offering this service. You guys come on out. Okay? Now, again, every manufacturer will have their own directions. It will have their own timing. You have a general guideline, like in general, but always read the manufacturer's directions. It says process for 5 minutes on coarse hair, or if it says process for 5 minutes on fine hair. It depends. I can't teach you one way because they're not all exactly the same. Always read the manufacturer's directions. So you've taken your pictures. We're going to pretend that this manufacturer says you're not going to rinse, you're not going to remove, you're going to put step number 2 over the top of step number 1. We're going to pretend that's what it says, okay? Alright, processing time. Before we apply step number 2, follow the manufacturer's directions. We'll go more into the theory of that later. So, why use the plastic? The plastic is there to trap the body heat to help the processing time. Some manufacturers tell you to use it. Some will tell you not to use it. Depends. It helps process the hair a little bit better. Alright, when you remove, you always want to remove, and obviously we're doing one brow. Tomorrow you're going to do both brows. On a client you would do both, or if not they're going to look very weird. You're going to remove from the middle. Keep your plastic as straight as you can. Remove from the middle to the ear. Now, this is a curved lash. It's going to pop up. It's what it's going to do. On your client, the hair will stay flat on the face, just like the soap brow. At this point, the hair is very delicate. So you can't comb it, you can't maneuver, you just leave it alone and just follow the directions. Okay? Your lash, though, I'm sure by now has popped up. Okay? The curls are coming up. That's okay. Okay? Alright. We are now going to take our tool. We're going to wipe our tool off. Make sure it's nice and clean. And we are going to add step number 2. Product number 2, which is on the opposite side of your spatula. You're going to pick up just enough that you need on the flat portion of your spatula. I'm sorry? You don't have any on the side? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. You see your little... Okay, I'm sorry about that. Alright, so now that you have your Vaseline, now I just gave you this for a different consistency, okay, a different color, but we're going to go ahead and go over the top because that's what the manufacturer said. So we're going to apply our Vaseline. It's a lot thicker, so you're going to see that, oh wow, okay, it's sticking down a little bit better now. Huh, okay. Alright, so you're going to apply your Vaseline. It's still going to want to kick up. It's going to, and that's okay. But it's a little bit more manageable, and that's simply because it's got tons of product and the Vaseline is a little bit thicker, etc., etc. And you're applying that Vaseline over the top. You're going to use the pick, and you're going to comb it and steer it into a shape. If it stays down. If it doesn't stay down, just kind of push it down. You can use the back curved side of that tool to help you. And I would always use a different, a new plastic, but you can use the same one. Just flip it around to the other side. And you're going to place that plastic down again if the manufacturer tells you. And now you should not have to comb it. It should just kind of lay. Again, because the Vaseline is a little bit thicker, it'll push down the lash. And if it doesn't, it's okay. Just push it down. Now, again, at these points where the plastic is on the hair, you do not mess with the brow. Leave it alone. Don't touch it, don't comb it, don't pick it, don't push on the top of it. On the real hair. Right now, yes, because it's plastic, right? It's not going to work. But on the real hair, you don't come in and start picking at it. You just need to leave it alone. Step number one, product number one is going to break down the hair. And it's going to soften it so that you can lay it the way you want it to be. Step number two is going to lock it in place. And when you wake up in the mornings, you can say, I woke up like this. Instead of having to spend 10 minutes doing your soap brows every morning. That's what this service does. It gives you soap brows daily. Okay? From here, let's pretend that time is up and it's already processed. So we're going to take from the middle, we're going to take our plastic and we're going to peel towards the ear. We're done with the plastic. We're not going to use it anymore. Make sure to wipe your pick. Okay? Oh, you know what I didn't tell you to bring out? Your, it's okay. Do you still have another napkin on your tabletop? Okay, let's use that one so you don't have to take the time to get something else out. So let's take that napkin, and you're going to hold that napkin and fold it up or whatever, crunch it up and put it in your water. And squeeze the liquid out best you can. Let's say that this manufacturer says, I just need you to wipe off as best as possible. Let's just say. So you're going to take your towelette or your paper towel, best you can, fold it over your fingers. You're going to hold with your pick. Now again, you wouldn't have to do this with a client. With the client, you literally just wipe the brow and you're done, okay? But it's going to come off because by now it's really wet. You're going to use your pick, you're going to hold your lash in place so it doesn't come off, okay? And all you need to do is you need to just wipe to cleanse the brow. You can come in and fold your towelette. Now if your lash is not moving because it's still stuck on there, has pretty good glue retention, then great. You can just wipe all you want. But if it's coming off, you hold it with your pick, you hold it down at the bone part of the lash, and you wipe the hair. Now on a client, all you do is just wipe. You want to wipe until you see no more product. I like to extra wipe, so then I like to go in and I like to rinse my towelette or my napkin or whatever I'm using. And I like to go a second time. The second time, I sometimes prefer, depending on the product I'm using and the smell of the product, I prefer to use a clean towel and start again. Again, depending on the manufacturer's directions, if it says to rinse, then you need to rinse. If you need to wash. If you need to, sometimes they say don't add any water. So then you don't add water. You simply wipe. It just, again, depends. Okay, follow the directions. If it says don't get the brows wet for 24 hours, for 48 hours, don't sleep on the brows so that the hairs don't bend, Always reading the manufacturer's directions. Okay? That is all that we have for you for today. Let me tell you what you can keep and what you can throw away. you're going to keep, so these brushes, I just put them there so you can see. Instead of using the spoolie to wash, you can wash with these brushes. This is just a different tool. We didn't use it, we're not going to use it. It's just to show you this is the professional tool to use. Especially when you're washing lashes. You can throw your spoolie away, the disposable one. This spoolie can be used to apply the product. Okay? This is a more expensive spoolie with a little lid. It's so that you don't get dust bunnies and stuff in here. Keep this, you'll use this one tomorrow. You can keep this one. Tomorrow you're going to apply with this one. Instead of applying with this tool, you can apply with this tool if you want something disposable. So that one we just mentioned. This one is the tool that we use instead of the spoolie. You're going to use this one. It's okay. And then this one is the Y tool. This one has a comb on one side and flat on the other. You're going to use this one to push the brow down. It's the same as this side here. So these three are yours to keep. Don't say I don't give you anything. Keep them. Do not throw them away. You can reuse them. You can disinfect them. You need to. This one you're going to leave on your tabletop. I'm going to come by and pick it up. These are, I don't have enough to give everyone one of these. Yes, throw your eyelash away. And that is all that I have for you for today. Tomorrow, now you know what you need on your tabletop. As soon as you come in tomorrow, as soon as you come in, hurry, hurry, chop, chop. And then let's get you your table set up so we need as much time as we can possibly get, okay? Any questions about today's service? All right, if you will, go ahead and start getting your stuff ready. You guys, wow, we got done with plenty of time. Last class super ran out of time. If you guys will go ahead and clean up your tabletop, get ready to go. And then I'll put some music on, let you be. And just be ready for tomorrow. Okay.